essentially all treatment, almost 100% of treatment requires that you commit to quitting forever. So then just to start, people have to lie, essentially. They have to kind of walk into a place and constantly be lying and pretending. And then, of course, if they slip up or anything like that, it's used against them instead of a learning opportunity. It's used as another form of showing them that they're not really committed to the change.
Happy Monday, everyone. It's Sophie.
And Adi.
We're always looking for new ways to support you, and we know firsthand how life can get in the way.
So we've created 5-minute episodes with motivation from us and our great friends to keep you feeling ignited and inspired no matter what life throws at you.
Welcome to the Ignited Motivation Podcast. Mini episodes every Monday.
Listen while you brush your teeth.
Or on your morning walk.
And you'll never miss out on the latest tips and tricks that are keeping us feeling motivated.
In the research I've done, even when somebody goes, okay, I need help, there are 4, potentially 5 specific barriers that keep coming up. And so I'll mention all of them right off the bat to kind of put it in your head. You can think about it a little bit. So the first one is cost. And I'll talk in the presentation about how normally to get help, you're talking at a minimum hundreds of dollars a month for low-level outpatient. But by the time you get into like intensive outpatient or any of those sorts of things, you're talking about thousands of dollars a month normally. And cost is a really, really big issue for a lot of people. So that's number one. The second one is logistics. I present some schedules from treatment centers just around the country and the world, not specifically La Crosse. But, let's say for an intensive outpatient program, they'll have these blocks of hours like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that are, 8 to 11 or 9 to 12. And then they'll have an evening one that's like 6 to 9. And for a lot of people, the daytime one, if they have a job or have anything going on in their life, makes it really, really hard to show up consistently. And the evening one, some people work in the evening anyway, but even if they don't work in the evening, then now it's like their entire nighttime after work is made to be treatment. They don't see their family. They can't support and be there at home. And if they're a parent, they have to worry about kids and how to take care of everything else that they need to take care of while trying to get that treatment. If they're married or something like that, then it's like months and months and months of not being at home or not being able to work. So logistics is a big limitation. We'll talk about it in the context of OWI, but in general, also transportation, right? Especially in a rural setting, it's like you have to drive sometimes 30, 40 minutes, an hour to go get the help that you need. But in OWI court, obviously you don't have a license. So how are you supposed to go get help when you can't drive to go get the help? And then, as I found out in La Crosse, all of a sudden people start looking at you like you're not adherent, like you're not committed, like you're not serious about getting help because of some of these limitations. So that's logistics. That's a huge one. The third one is shame and stigma. The last thing on earth people want is to have that label attached to them, alcoholic and addict. And especially in our world where once you accept the label, you can't ever get rid of it. Now you have it with you forever. So it's like people fight forever to not get it. And another piece that I've heard multiple times around shame and stigma, especially in smaller places, you don't want to go walk into a bunch of rooms with people you know, right? Some of these people are probably from your community. They're people you know otherwise. And now you're supposed to be standing in front of these people and talking about some of the most upsetting, guilt-ridden, shameful things in your life, and just kind of hope and pray that it doesn't come back to you. So that's another big one. The fourth one is abstinence. We know that about 60, maybe even as much as 70% of people who recognize they have a drug and alcohol problem are not ready to quit 100% for the rest of their lives. But essentially all treatment, almost 100% of treatment requires that you commit to quitting forever. So then just to start, people have to lie, essentially. They have to kind of walk into a place and constantly be lying and pretending. And then, of course, if they slip up or anything like that, it's used against them instead of a learning opportunity. It's used as another form of showing them that they're not really committed to the change. So that's the abstinence piece. And last but not least, this one I didn't find in my research so much, but I've seen in other research studies, is just a negative sentiment about treatment. Like the image or the idea of what people have about what treatment is going to look like is kind of like dirty and grimy, and not supportive. Like it's just not a thing that you want to walk into. And so even when you know you need help, a lot of people just try to solve it on their own instead of trying to go somewhere, because they think if they go somewhere, it's going to take on those kind of those images. So those are the big 5 that I've seen in all the research.
You just listened to the Ignited Motivation Podcast.
Did you love the mini dose of motivation? Please let us know. Your feedback and experience is our #1 motivator. Leave us a review, subscribe, and share with your favorite people on your favorite apps. And don't forget to catch the next episode every Monday.
Because we want to hear from you. So join the conversation and discover bonus content on our website and Instagram. You can find the links in the show notes. Now that you're ignited, what are you motivated to take on?